Fun fact I bet you didn't know, you can turn those poi weaves into a flower. We call this move a fountain. And it's not as complicated as it looks. I remember seeing a video of this on Home of Poi back in the day and finding it utterly mysterious. The thing is though, you probably already have the pieces for this. If you can do your forwards and reverse weaves, you're already there. So let me show you how to put those pieces together into a fountain. Drex here from DrexFactor Poi, sharing with you the love of poi spinning and flow arts to benefit your body and brain. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get down what we call a 6-beat poi fountain. But before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Fire Mecca, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Pyroterra Light Toys, and Ultra Poi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these awesome companies and the work they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links down in the description of this video. And special thanks to the non-business friend of the channel, Pekka Pekkonen. Thank you so much for supporting my channel, my work, and my mission. All right, so prerequisites for this one are that you have to have down your forwards 3-beat weaves and your reverse 3-beat weaves, because we're going to go back and forth between them a lot in the course of this video. I'm going to go ahead and include links to tutorials for both of these up in the cards as well as down in the description. Simply said, if you've got both of them, then you basically have all the pieces you need already. So the first thing that you're going to need to have a good grasp on is something called the waist wrap. A waist wrap is just a turn back and forth between a forwards and reverse 3-beat weave. I usually think of setting myself up in such a way that I'm going to perform my forwards weave over on my stage right and my reverse weave over on my stage left. So I would turn my upper body over to face that wall to my right when performing my forwards 3-beat weave. And I would pivot my upper body over to face to the left if I'm performing that reverse 3-beat weave. It's really important that you perform these weaves against opposite walls. Otherwise, this doesn't quite line up right. So how do we get back and forth between them? I'm so glad you asked. When we head over to our right-hand side and perform that forwards 3-beat weave, I want you to pay careful attention to this point where your left hand is going around over your right hand. It happens right here. This is actually a moment when you can separate your hands for a second and exit the forward 3-beat weave entirely. Now the cool thing about this is it's also a moment when you can enter into the reverse 3-beat weave. Namely, I can take my right hand and swing it under my left, and that begins a reverse 3-beat weave over here. This is the move that carries both of my hands back around all the way to my left as I perform that reverse weave. Now I'm looking for the moment in the reverse weave when my right hand is coming around under my left hand. It happens right here. And once again, this is a moment when I can pause and exit the weave for a second. And you might have guessed it, it's also an opportunity for me to go back into that forwards 3-beat weave by having my left hand reach up and over and cross over my right hand poi. So from this central position right here, I have the option of taking my left hand over my right to get into the forwards 3-beat weave over on stage right, or I can bring my right hand under my left to carry them both over to stage left in a reverse 3-beat weave. I open, bring left hand over, I open, bring right hand under. I open, bring left hand over, I open, bring right hand under. If I take out the openings, I wind up performing a full waist wrap where I'm going back and forth between the forwards and reverse 3-beat weaves, just like this. Now, once you're able to perform those waist wraps, it's really important that you be able to go just straight back and forth from the forward to the reverse side. And you'll notice whenever you do that, there's that moment where the poi and hands are passing around on your downstage side in a straight line from side to side, going to your right and going to your left and going back to your right, like so. You want to make sure you're only getting in one rep of each weave, and we're going to tweak what happens as you're carrying these poi back and forth across your body to make that fountain happen. So as you're taking your hands back and forth, I want you to notice that they seem to move in more or less a horizontal but straight line. Now the thing is, we can actually open up that line. Let me show you what I mean. From the forwards weave, when we take our hands across our body to the reverse side, we can actually take them down and around past our hips. Again, I want you to check this out, taking them down and around over to your reverse side. Try doing that a few times, maybe 5 of them, going once, and then twice, and then 3 times, 4 times, and 5 times down and around past your hips. Okay, so if taking them down and around past your hips when going from forwards to reverse is feeling comfortable, now we can practice taking them up and over from the reverse side to the forward side, like so. Basically, we're reaching both of our hands up and around. You might find when you start off doing this that you separate your hands a little bit as you go up and over. That's perfectly fine when you're starting out, but as you practice this, I want you to work on keeping the gap between your hands as narrow as possible. Once again, we want to go over once, and twice, and 3 times, and 4 times, and 5 times, going up and over. Heck, you may have done the down and around or up and over accidentally at some point and not even realized it. But now it's time to put the two of them together. All right, so from that forward side, I want you to go ahead and take it down and around, heading to your reverse. And then from your reverse side, I want you to take it up and over, going to the forwards. So, from forwards on stage right, down and around to reverse on stage left, and then up and over, back to stage right. Maybe count 1, 2, 3 weaves before you go down and around, and 1, 2, 3 weaves before going up and over. Then we do 1, 2, down and around, 1, 2, up and over, and then we just think down and around, up and over, down and around, up and over. And congratulations, you now have a poi fountain under your belt. Well done. And just to give you a little bit of theory as you're playing around with this, because it's based in performing a pair of 3-beat weaves, we would refer to this as a 6-beat fountain. There are actually other fountains out there that have different number of beats to them, but this is the basic fountain that's been around, well, longer than I've been spinning poi. So it's kind of the default option. And just to put this out there, if you'd like an extra special challenge as you're working with your fountains, there is actually a way that you can turn them inside out and create anti-spin fountains without too much change from what you already know how to do. Here's how. Let's start off with our reverse weaves over on our stage left side. As we're performing these reverse weaves, we're used to taking them up and over in order to get to our forwards weaves. But we don't have to. Instead, at that moment when we would go up and over, we can instead take them down and around. We're still performing the exact same weave motion, just happens to be that it goes down instead of up. And it changes the quality of movement in the fountain as well, where now we have the poi moving in sharper petals rather than broader and rounder ones. We can do the same thing over here on the forward side, taking our hands up and over as we go to the reverse, and then going ahead and taking them down and around from reverse to forwards. So, on the anti-spin side, we go from forwards up and over to reverse, and then from reverse, we go down and around to forwards. Up and over to reverse, down and around to forwards. And hey, check that out. You're doing what might just be your first anti-spin poi move. And it has to be said, you can switch between the in-spin and anti-spin versions of the fountain whenever you want. I personally think it looks pretty cool to do that. Awesome. So if you would like some more poi exercises in your life, then I have a tip for you, and it is called the Flow Circle. The Flow Circle is a weekly exclusive lesson that's available only to my Patreon supporters. In each weekly drill or exercise, you'll be getting down a new poi technique, trick, or theory that'll help you progress with your poi spinning and gain mastery over the prop. You can check that out over at patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi. If this video was helpful, I would really appreciate it if you would leave a like, a comment, share, or subscribe to help other people find it and to help my channel grow. This video would not be possible without my amazing supporters on Patreon. In particular, I'd love to give a huge shout out to my Flow patrons who are listed right here on screen with me. Thank you all so much. I could not do this without you. And if you out there watching enjoy the content that I create and you want to see me make more of it, the best way to do that is to sign up to support this work over on Patreon at patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi. There you can get access to a whole host of amazing rewards, but even better than that, you'll be helping me out in my mission to bring poi spinning and flow arts to the whole wide world. Go check that out, please and thank you. And if you'd like to learn more about poi fountains, including how to perform 4-beat fountains or whether there are additional beat fountains, etc., I will go ahead and include a link to a video I did recently outlining the theory of that. Go check it out, it's pretty awesome. And in the meantime, please make sure to get out and flow yourselves, and I will see you with a new video real soon. Take care now. Peace.